What up, everybody? And welcome once again to the Endzone, brought to you by Gym Bag Entertainment. And this is the football show by guys that love football. As always, it's your host, Craig, here with my co-host.
Your boy, Ace.
And we have the jam-packed show for you today. We will absolutely be talking about the Super Bowl. Big game. Yes. We all know who won, KC, taking home that victory, getting Patrick Mahomes, Andy Reid, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, all their first Super Bowls ever. Wrong one again. Yeah, there it is. Big ups to them guys. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had no stakes in the game. I will say I didn't want Patrick Mahomes to get a Super Bowl ring so soon.
Hater.
No, I ain't hating.
Hater.
I promise you, I am not hating. I wanted him to have to wait a little bit, build up his credentials. But, the boy.
Build up his credentials? His credentials is built.
You know what? We've seen quarterbacks come in just like him, hot for a couple years, then people figure him out, and then that ain't the case no more. I don't think that's going to be the case with Patrick Mahomes.
How long has he been in the league?
He's been in the league 3, but starting for 2.
How many MVPs he got?
1.
Technically 2 now.
No. He has a season MVP
and a Super
Bowl MVP.
Okay.
Those, you calling that? I think those are two different things. At 24
years old.
At 24 years old,
okay.
Joining the likes of Tom Brady, Ben Roethlisberger. I think those are the only 2 that did it besides him. But that's some good class to be in right there. All right, well, to start off the Super Bowl, we had America the Beautiful sung by Yolanda Adams. That was a surprise. I guess a surprise, but, she sang it beautifully. It was girl power at the Super Bowl this year.
It definitely was.
We got America the Beautiful sung by Yolanda Adams, Demi Lovato singing the national anthem, and I don't know about you, but she slayed it. That might be one of the best national anthems underneath Whitney Houston's national anthem.
Can I tell you something,
Go
honestly?
ahead.
I didn't watch that part.
Oh, you know what? Normally, I don't really care, but your boy loved Demi Lovato. Not her music, just her. You know what I'm saying?
If you like her music, it's okay.
I don't.
Confession, Craig, it's okay.
I know one song that I do like, and that's Sorry Not Sorry. That song hits. But I don't know any. I couldn't name. If you told me right now, Craig, I'll give you $1 million if you can name 3 Demi Lovato songs, and I would lose $1 million because I just don't know her music. But I know her, and she is bad. She's a thick, and Demi. If you ever get to see this and you want to go on a date, holla at your boy. And then, we'll talk about it when we get to, but then you had the halftime show with J-Lo and Shakira, which was weird to me, but we'll talk about that when we get to the halftime moment.
Ooh, we're going to talk about that.
We're going to talk about it. All right, so to start the game off, San Fran wins the coin toss. Did you watch the coin toss?
Yes.
Okay, so I think the ref messed up. He didn't mess up in the actual game, but he messed up in the moment. San Fran won, and they deferred to Kansas City.
Yes.
And then they said to Kansas City, do you want the ball? He said, do you want the ball? And they were like, yeah. And then they picked their direction. He was like, okay, San Fran defers. Kansas City elects to take the ball, and we'll get the ball at halftime. They said Kansas City will get the ball at halftime. The ref said that. I'm like, yo. This dude just messed up.
Yeah, he did.
And
he was nervous.
Yeah, they've done that. That's the second time that there was a coin toss in the Super Bowl that got misunderstood. I don't remember what the other game was, but I know they won the coin toss.
Was it a Green Bay game?
It might have been Green Bay. I don't know. I just remember that they wanted to kick off, and then because they thought they got to choose their side.
Yeah.
And the ref let the receiving team choose which direction.
KC ended up receiving.
Yeah, KC did receive.
In turn being the right.
Like I said, he didn't mess up in game. He just messed up how he said it. Because he said KC would receive the ball at halftime. I was like, wow. But obviously, it didn't really matter because it went the right way. Yeah. And then I think, much to everybody's surprise, KC 3 and out. They get the kickoff and they go 3 and out straight away. Wasn't looking pretty for him. I was extremely shocked. But then San Fran comes out with the ball and drives it down the field. Deebo Samuels, man.
Deebo.
Wow. What, like, that dude came into the Super Bowl wanting to win.
Yeah.
He wanted to win. So I liked what I saw from him. You know, they drive down the field and they get the first points. You know, I don't know about you. I don't know how you felt about this situation, but it's the first quarter. You're inside of the 20, and it's 4th and like 3. Mm-hmm. If you miss the field goal, they're getting the ball at like the 26, 27 yard line. If you don't get the first down, they're getting the ball at the 20. Why don't you just surprise everybody and go for it on 4th and see what happens? Because, I mean, 3 points, you know, I guess in some Patriots games, 3 points can decide a victory, a tie, or a loss.
In any game.
In any
game of interest. So
but
that's a bad call due to the simple fact is it's a 20-yard field goal. And if you're in the NFL and you can't hit a 26-yard field goal, then you shouldn't be in the game.
Bro, like, all season long. People were missing field goals inside it, you know, like inside of 30.
You're playing in a Super Bowl, you know, and if KC, it could go both ways, honestly, because if they do go for it and get it, that momentum will be through the roof.
See what I'm saying?
But then KC stops you.
Now
after going 3 and out. Think about the situation.
Yep.
Now. KC just went 3 and out.
Yeah.
Now they stop you on 4th and 3. Now they have the momentum to go down there and drive. You already know their offense is dangerous, and you as a offensive coordinator from the opposite team, any drive where you can get points on Patrick Mahomes, you're taking that because it's Patrick Mahomes. He's trading 3 for 7 almost every time.
But I feel like the confidence of what you just did to Kansas City says, all right, they came out. They came out guns blazing. They you know, this is the Super Bowl. They're not trying to slack. They came out, gave it their best 3 efforts, and we shut them down. If we go for it right now and we don't make it, maybe we could stop them again. If we do make it, though, now we got them on their heels.
But the thing about that is you're seeing it as, you got to think about it like this. This ain't a regular season game.
Oh, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
It matters more than anything. There's no do-over.
So after what you just saw with Mahomes did throughout the whole season, well, let's say playoff-wise, the season doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Throughout the whole playoffs, how he put up a lot of points.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to go for it.
He did need to warm up.
But I'm just saying. I'm not even talking about that. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
We're still in the same scenario. I'm just giving you the overview is, as an offensive coordinator, you're not helping that defensive coordinator by going for it on 4th and 3 on the first drive of the game after your defense just stopped them 3 and out. Now, it's almost like I have to get points because
I feel you.
Now I kick off. Now they get the ball back at the 20 or whatever. Boom.
They'd still get the ball in the same position.
Yeah, but now I have faith in my defense to stop them again, and now we can keep the momentum on our side, and we can go down and score. Now we winning 10-0. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
But
now
if I go for it on 4th and 3 and KC stops me, now they march it down the field and score on me, then they kick it off and stop us again and come down and score. Now I'm down 14-0.
Where you could have been down 14-3?
Or it could have been 7-3. Because now you're shutting down an offensive touchdown now you're shutting off an offensive touchdown for the defense because, offenses mess up a lot and put defenses in bad situations. That's considered an offensive touchdown. You get what I'm saying? So you just gave up 7 by going for it on 4th and 3. How are you helping my defense's confidence?
Even though they made the field goal, no matter what, in the game of football, when you kick a field goal, you run the risk of 2 things. 1, the field goal getting blocked, and 2, your kicker shanking it. That's still a risk. You're not, just because you decide to go for a field goal doesn't guarantee you 3 points.
And your risk going for it on 4th and 3 doesn't guarantee you that you're gonna get it because it could be an overthrown ball if the ball's thrown. It could be a fumble,
a pick six.
It could be a fumble. It could be a pick 6. You get what I'm saying? Or it could be a sack.
Yeah.
So now you got way more different options for you going for it on 4th and 3 than
all these things are true, but I think if I was the offensive coordinator,
you're thinking like a video game offensive coordinator.
I'm thinking, in my mind, I'm thinking there's been in so many Super Bowls, like and even big games where a coach has made there's been an onside kick on the first play of a game.
Yes.
They trick play onside kick and they got it. You know what I'm saying? So if it's 4th down and you decide to go for it, they're assuming you're gonna kick. They're preparing for a kick. You decide to go for it. So now they're trying to figure out are you gonna go for the end zone? Now, are you gonna do a running play?
Okay. So now let me run this by you. Now. That field goal, them going for it, helped them. It didn't hurt them. It helped them because then they went up 10-0.
I mean,
you get what I'm saying? Like. Because that next drive, what did KC do in the next drive after they field goal? On the second drive of the game?
They scored. They got the ball. They drove down the field and they scored.
Yeah.
So here's my thing, right?
Yeah.
Now look at this. Let's just say, for argument's sake, right, they get the conversion and then they score a touchdown because they're inside the 20. KC doesn't have the best red zone defense. Let's just say they convert and they score. Then come end of the game, they're tied. KC can't just be running out the clock. Maybe they're not rushing all over the place to save that game. I'm just saying things could have changed. And if I was the coach and you got 4th and 3, you're in the red zone, and it's Super Bowl on the line, I'm gonna go for it because 3 points to me. If it's second quarter. And, halfway through the second, we're up 3 points or it's tied right now, I'm not going to go for it. It's the first drive, your first drive. You're inside the 20, 3 yards left to go. In the beginning, no score on the board, so almost no consequence for not getting these points because you could have got shut down just like Kansas City did. You could have got shut down, and you could have ended up punting it, and they could have ran it back to the 50-yard line. You never know what's going to happen. But I'm saying 4th down, I'm going for that. I'm going for it. So, but they didn't, and they get the 3 points. Then Kansas City gets the ball, and they drive it down the field. They get 4 first downs, 1 to Hill, 1 to Williams, 1 to Kelsey. And then Patrick Mahomes runs for in this drive, man. Patrick Mahomes, I felt like he was up and down. He was either really awesome or really mediocre throughout the whole game until that 4th quarter. I don't know if you agree with me, but I thought he was exceptionally mediocre right until the last quarter.
I don't agree because.
Really?
People fail to realize that he's playing versus a great San Fran defense. That's not mediocre play when you're still scoring touchdowns. Mediocre play is when you're settling for field goals.
That's mediocre play. In the first 3 quarters, he scored 1 touchdown.
Okay.
Threw 2 picks, fumbled the ball. Granted, he recovered it, but he did fumble. He had they had drives that stalled out. He was not Patrick Mahomes in the first 3 quarters.
But again. Was it that he wasn't Patrick Mahomes, or was it San Fran's D was really that good for the first 3 quarters?
I think it was a combination of both.
I think San Fran's D was really that good in the first 3 quarters.
Nick Bosa, bro, that dude was a beast. I think he had in 31 plays that he was disruptive. He got the strip sack. He was pressuring Mahomes, forcing the plays to happen. I mean, Nick had I heard Colin Coward say this, that had San Fran won that game, there would have been a serious argument for Nick Bosa for MVP, and I don't see a disagreement in that.
What?
If San Fran won, if San Fran won, not Kansas City won, San Fran won, there would have been an argument that Nick Bosa was the Super Bowl MVP.
No way. He wouldn't deserve it.
Why?
Give it to Debo.
Oh, I mean,
come on.
I didn't, no. Wait. I didn't say he would get it. I said there would be an argument.
For me right now.
Yeah.
Technically, there's an argument for this year's MVP.
To be who?
The running back, Williams. What's his name?
Okay, Damian Williams. Damian Williams was nice.
Nice.
He scored that winning touchdown.
100 plus yards, 13 plus first downs, a rushing touchdown, a receiving touchdown. That's MVP numbers.
Oh yeah, that touchdown was a receiving touchdown. That's right. I mean,
and to be honest with you,
Mahomes did get 4 touchdowns though.
And to be honest with you,
3 touchdowns.
He ran
threw one. He passed one to Kelsey, and he threw the one to Damian Williams.
And he ran one.
And
But technically, if you want to be real, on that second drive, that should have been Williams' touchdown inside like the 3-yard line or something like that. They was inside like the 3. He ran it for first down. They didn't get it. And then the second down, they went with the backup running back.
Yeah.
He didn't get it. Third down, they went with an option read, and Mahomes kept it. That's what they was killing him on. That's what I want to talk about for the fans out there. If you know football.
Do it up.
These guys is running a read option in the NFL. Like they was doing
Explain a read option.
A read option is when you go spread wide. So you got 2 wide receivers on the right, 2 wide receivers on the left.
Yeah.
You got your 5 down linemen. You got your quarterback, and you got your running back in the backfield with you. Sometimes they disguise it by putting a tight end in the backfield and stuff like that. But it's your typical spread offense. That's your typical spread: 2 wide, 5 down, 5 offensive linemen. You got a tight end, and then you got your running back, quarterback. So option is when the center snaps the ball to the quarterback, he gets it. And if you're like this, I have that option to run at. My job as a quarterback is to run at that DN.
Yeah.
I know as that quarterback, I'm gonna get hit.
Yeah.
This is what the option is.
Yep.
But depending on what that DN does, if that DN comes at the quarterback, that quarterback's pitching it. So if I'm the quarterback, I'm going straight out. My job is to catch it, go down the line, straight at the DN, the defensive end. Once I get to the defensive end, if he attacks me, I pitch it to you, Craig, if we're running option left. If that DN goes to you, I keep it, and I go. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So if you notice, in that first drive, he did the option, whereas he could have pitched it to Williams, and Williams could have scored, walked in the end zone. But he kept it because that DN went upfield. If you notice, the second touchdown that they scored, he did it with Kelsey. Kelsey did it, actually.
Yeah.
Kelsey did the read option when he went in the backfield and did the read option and kept it. Boom. Kelsey did the same thing that Mahomes did. But if you notice, on the second touchdown, I believe, they did the same play, the read option, and this time Mahomes got whacked, but he pitched it. Yeah. And that's when he scored.
Yes.
Boom. They did the read option again on the first drive when Mahomes injured the dude on sideline.
Yeah.
And he popped him.
That's a read option.
That's supposed to happen. Mahomes, no, I'm taking this hit. You get what I'm saying? I have to take this hit.
Yep.
Because this is what happens.
Yo, that was crazy to me.
You don't see a read option in the NFL because the defensive ends are too smart and they're too fast.
Yeah.
You see it a lot in college where they do read options a lot because in college, 9 times out of 10, that quarterback's faster than that D lineman. So that quarterback can outrun the D lineman, and now he's upfield with the pitch man in case he gets tackled. Always has that option. That running back never gives up on that quarterback. So if that quarterback takes off and run down the field, that running back's taking off running down the field with the quarterback because that's QB option. So the way, I was so shocked that they was killing him on a QB option read in the Super Bowl. This was impressive.
They were killing them with it. And then, so they get that, the read option to Mahomes to get that first touchdown.
Yep.
Then 49ers get the ball back. Jimmy G under pressure throws the interception.
He tried to throw it away, too.
Yeah, he did kind of try to throw it away, but
he was throwing it to the sideline, and then dude caught
it.
Come on, Jimmy G.
Yeah, he didn't throw. He had to throw it shorter and harder to the sideline.
That's where, to elaborate on that play, that's where inexperience comes in as a quarterback. Because if that's someone like Tom Brady or Drew Brees, them guys, or even like an Eli Manning, I could put him in the same category. Yeah. Those guys know when they're outside of that tackle box. When they're outside of that tackle box and the defensive lineman's at them, they're throwing the ball away.
Yeah.
Why would you throw the ball away way across the opposite side of the field? You throw it away here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
That's inexperience.
Especially when you're outside the box.
Yeah, that's nerves and inexperience. As a quarterback, you always got to know when you're in the tackle box, when you're inside the tackle box, and when you're outside the tackle box, because that's when you know if you're going to get an intentional grounding call or not. You know? For the fans out there that don't know. I'm going to educate them today on the Super Bowl.
And then this is the play. This is where we're going to talk about the play that got me the most. Now, I might have been upset about this play because I was watching my squares and I knew it was going to affect my squares. But Watkins fumbled that ball.
Yes.
That was a fumble. It was, you know what? To me, it was so obvious that it was a fumble that they didn't even replay it. They replay everything in the NFL. Every single play gets replayed, and they don't replay that play? What? Like, even just to show you what happened. The ball came out of his hands. He was on his feet. Why was that not a fumble? I have no idea. I'm glad that you at least agree with me. I didn't care about the outcome, but he fumbled that ball.
He did.
There's no doubt about it in my mind that he fumbled that ball. So, whatever, though. They continue. They get a good drive, but they stall out. Kick a field goal to make it 10-3. But then Coleman gets to work, bringing it down the field, and ends with a use check touchdown. That's that Kyle Shanahan taking a play out of Bill Belichick's book and scoring touchdowns with the fullback, man. I loved it, and really nice. KC gets the ball with 1 minute left. They punt at halftime.
They punted it at the end of the...
They punted at the end of the second quarter. They punted it with 1 minute left. Jimmy G gets the ball back, throws it to Wilson for 25 yards, right? And then, now I'm playing the squares right now.
Now, this is spooky because at that point, they make that. It's 1 minute left. They got 2 timeouts or 3, and they don't use the timeout.
Yeah, but because it was only 6 seconds. No, because look, this is what happened, right?
They killed some clock. Like, they had timeouts where they could have used and didn't use.
They threw the pass to Wilson for 25 yards. They called timeout.
Yep.
Now they got to bomb it. They throw a beautiful bomb the clock starts at 15 seconds. Kittle gets a 40-yard bomb, catches it inside of the 20, brings it to the 15, goes down. Now I'm thinking to myself, because I got 3-0, San Fran 3-0. So I'm like, word, there's only 6 seconds left on the clock. They gotta kick a field goal. I'm gonna win the square at the end of the half. I'm gonna get myself a nice little payday. And all of a sudden, flag gets thrown, and they say Kittle with the pass interference. Now, I'm gonna say this. I'm going to give the benefit of the doubt to the refs. Yeah, he pushed off a little bit. But this is the damn Super Bowl, and it was the lightest push-off in the history of push-offs. Like, sometimes you just got to let some shit go.
It doesn't have to be a heavy push-off to be a push-off. All you have to do is
listen, man, I want to win my square.
And I understand that. I wanted to win mine. I agree. I had both. But when you extend your arm fully...
It's a push-off.
It's a push-off.
That's why I'm not saying it's not a push-off, but I am saying that...
I get what you're saying. Yeah. You're saying it wasn't a push-off because of your money, but you still got to keep it real with the fans and let them know, like, yeah, if we're going to say the fumble was a fumble, that was a push-off. Like,
I hate the refs.
Find the refs.
Find them.
$250,000 for Craig.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Give me that money. So we go into halftime with the score tied 10-10. So San Fran, because they deferred, they get the ball in the first half, and they moved the ball downfield once again to just stall out, kick a field goal. Yes, you got it right this time.
I'm good now.
I like it. Kansas City gets the ball. Nick Bosa with the strip sack. I mean, Nick Bosa really was all over the place. This kid is going to be, the more years he's in the NFL, barring injury, the more dangerous this dude is going to become. Like,
I like the kid.
I like the football player.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Nick Bosa, the kid, the football player, not Nick Bosa, the person.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't like that.
Then it all starts looking like it's going downhill for Patrick Mahomes from here. He recovers the fumble, but then throws an INT to San Fran. Warner catches it. San Fran drives Debo all day. They get down Debo all the way down into the field.
All he was doing was a reverse with Debo too.
Oh man, know what I loved was that one play. They threw the reverse to Debo the second time of the game. He goes to throw the ball to Garoppolo, and then was like,
notice that he was covered.
Notice that Garoppolo was covered. Cuts up the middle for the first down. Like, one, like, good play. Two, great eye to see, like, not only is Garoppolo covered, but, like, instantaneously finding the hole, getting through the gap, getting yourself a first down. Like, Deebo Samuel is amazing. That's why I don't disagree with you. The argument between Nick Bosa and Deebo Samuels, I think, would be a good argument. But I think Deebo Samuels is just more highlighted as a wide receiver than Nick Bosa as a defensive end. Like, I feel like you get less attention when you're like you're not necessarily sacking the QB, but you're forcing him to throw bad play
No, you
balls.
don't get less attention because there's big name. It's just that, just like in Deebo's situation, like in those positions, they got a big shoes to fill because the people who did it before them, like your Reggie Whites and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
so
of course.
Playing DN, it's like you got to show us something that we ain't never seen before, or a flash of something we ain't never seen before. The way, I'm not knocking Nick Bosa, the way he controlled that game, of course he could have been named for MVP. He did everything. Like every snap.
And that's a good offensive line.
Yeah, every snap he had that offensive line under pressure, just him by himself wrecking shop every snap. But I loved what Deebo was doing.
Deebo was incredible, man. He came out there, and like I said, man, Deebo was trying to win.
He was.
I thought it was gonna be the Emmanuel Sanders show, and like I think Emmanuel Sanders caught 3 passes that whole game. It was all about Deebo. But Deebo helps Jimmy G bring the ball all the way down. Moat start for the touchdown. You can't have a San Fran game without a Moat start touchdown. That guy is incredible. He's been cut by 5 teams. Comes to San Fran last year, proves himself, puts in his work, and then in the postseason has just been a beast. One of the best running backs in the postseason. But then after the touchdown, now it's 20-10, and Kansas City starts to turn up the heat, stop firing down the field, and
that's all they did like this.
Yeah. Just little heat, and then another interception. Patrick Mahomes throws an INT to Tavarius Moore, but lucky for Patrick Mahomes, San Fran does nothing with it. Kansas City gets the ball back, big bomb to Tyreek Hill, which I felt like that was the opening of everything. Yes. Big time.
And what I tell you about that boy Speed?
And he can open it up, man. He can crack the lid off any defense if you let him. You know what I'm saying? That's why I said you can't single coverage Hill. I
got a lot of questions for you,
Yeah,
about this game. We gonna get through this, but
okay.
All your doubts was answered. That's all I can say.
I had doubts.
All your doubts was answered.
Okay. Then big play to Hill. Then big play to Kelsey in the end zone, broken up by the lack of experience. If you're going to jump up in front of a player, all you got to do is this. If you're going to jump up for a blind body block, all you have to do is turn your head around. If you turn your head around, it's clean. But if you don't turn your head around, you're getting pass interference, bro.
All day.
Like, let's up that football IQ for the day. You know what I'm saying? You're in the Super Bowl. That's a stupid mistake. That was a great breakup. You stopped a touchdown.
Once again, inexperience plays a role in
Inexperience. So they end up touchdown pass to Travis Kelce once again. They're only down by 3. San Fran stalls again. It's Casey's turn. Bring it downfield. Sammy Watkins comes into the game. After that, fumble. After that fumble, Sammy Watkins just all of a sudden tells Richard Sherman, "You can't guard me. I am officially Michael Thomas today."
Remember what the road runner used to say? Meet me.
Yep, meet me all day.
That's what he did to him.
That one beat where like he literally left Sherman standing on an island and he just dips to the right. Nice pass from Patrick Mahomes. It was crazy.
What did Ace tell you was gonna happen to Sherman?
Yeah, you told me that Sherman would get beat.
Okay.
You did say Sherman would get beat.
Okay.
But I thought Sherman would get beat by Tyreek Hill. I did not think he would get beat so badly by Sammy Watkins.
Too much speed.
And that ends with a Damian Williams touchdown. The touchdown with all the controversy. I will say this. Even though during the game, I was like, nah, no touchdown. It was definitely a touchdown.
It was.
Because just so you guys know, and for fellas and ladies alike, you understand, just the tip. Just the tip. Some people think a good portion of the ball. Some people think it has to get, no, just the tip over the white.
The tip of the ball has to cross the plane.
And that's it. Don't need to be more than that.
This is the plane.
Than that much.
And a hair.
Just that much. If it goes over the white, it is a touchdown. So they get that. So now, down 4 points, it's in Garoppolo's hands. And I thought Garoppolo was going to show us why San Fran paid him all that money. Big bomb to the wide open, gonna score a touchdown. Nobody can touch me. Emmanuel Sanders. And he overthrows him by like 5 yards. Oh, my God. That was the blunder of the game. Like Patrick Mahomes did it to Tyreek Hill. Got him, hit him. You got Sanders in stride. Defender 5 yards behind him. You hit him in stride. TD, you're up by 4 points. No, excuse me, you're up by 3 points. Game, set, match.
Ace hits his $20 square.
Oh, man. It was I felt a little bit bad for him. But
why?
Because, Jimmy G didn't have so much pressure going into this game. It's his first Super Bowl. He's coming from playing under Tom Brady. He's got a ring because of that, a ring that he kind of didn't earn. And now it's his chance to show that he can come from underneath the shadow of Tom Brady and get his own Super Bowl ring. He got his team into position. Mahomes brings it back. Everybody's saying Mahomes is the best. This is your moment right here. You see your player, you release, and you overshot him. And now it's done. Yeah. I feel a little bit bad for the boy.
To everything you feel bad about.
I mean.
Because number one thing is this. San Fran brought you in, paid you money in order to make that throw. Mm-hmm. And you couldn't make that throw. You played decent I wouldn't even say you played decent. It just showed. I think
he played really well.
It just proved to show me that San Fran kind of been protecting this guy. Their run game's been so well, so you've been keeping the ball out of his hands. Now you get a chance to put the ball in his hands, game on the line. He couldn't do it. If it was up to the running backs of San Fran and the game was on the line and you can hand the ball off to them for 20 yards to go, they can do it.
Wait a minute, but I mean, he kept the game. He kept the game even in the first half.
Yes.
He drives them into the lead in the second half. Defense gave up points. Jimmy didn't give up no points.
Listen,
Jimmy G scored.
No.
Jimmy G scored
20-10. It was 20-10.
He got it to 20.
Yeah, but at the end of the day,
led 24.
No, but at the end of the day, you can't put that on the defense. You put that on the offense because the offense can control the game. You already know what Patrick Mahomes did this whole playoff run. We saw in this. I'm gonna get to that because we saw in this playoff run. This kid come from behind every game, whether it was 24 points or whether it was 10 points or whether it was 2 points. He came from behind every game in the playoffs.
Yep.
So you should have knew it was gonna happen. It's San Fran's fault. They stalled because they didn't put up enough points. They started doing whatever. That defense played well up into 3 quarters because as a defense you bend but you can't break. But it's only so long that before you break as a defense.
I agree.
So it's like, come on, we needed more points in order to sustain that lead. Kyle Shanahan and everybody with Kyle Shanahan been there before. Why? Because he did the same thing versus the Patriots and gave it up 28-3. So there was no different. I don't know if it's him as a coach. I don't know if it was the team. But Jimmy G, you had the chance to prove yourself and you overshot a receiver.
There's
no way you should overshot someone like that.
Yeah.
Especially how fast he is.
Mm-hmm.
How you overshooting one of the fastest people on the field? If anything, you underthrow him. You don't overthrow him.
This is true. I do agree with you.
Come on.
That last play showed that he is not clutch.
There's no pity for that.
He's a good quarterback.
But he's not clutch.
But he's not clutch.
We could say the same thing about someone like Lamar Jackson right now.
Yep.
He's a great quarterback, but he's not clutch.
He
That's it. He can overcome that and become clutch.
Well, but he can beat you down, but he can't come back.
But right now, he's not clutch yet.
Yeah.
he has a chance to become clutch because his career is young.
Yeah. And he's getting better.
This guy, Mahomes, proved that it's clutch. Mahomes is something that you can sit down with your family, friends, or whatever and say, hey, this is how you come back from something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Week by week. On the biggest stage, week by week.
Yep.
This ain't regular season no more.
I agree.
Like, you're down 24-0, and you could put up 52 points and beat a team and end up beating the team by 20 after they just had you down 20+. Like, things like that we saw out of this kid. I think people think, like, because we're from New England, because we have viewers out there that watch the show, like some of my friends from Georgia and stuff like that. But again, like I told you, and I said this before, and you're going to remember this, us living in New England, we're spoiled as football fans because even if you don't like the New England Patriots, when they make it as far as they do, you still support them because you are from New England. So we saw greatness year in and year out, winning Super Bowls year in and year out. So for us, it's kind of like we're selfish to the point. You get what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
But we're selfish to the point because we'd be like, oh, Bill Belichick and Tom Brady already did that. They already did that. But one thing that Bill and Tom haven't did was play behind every game of the playoffs like this kid. I'm not saying they haven't played from behind. I'm saying
the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history.
No. I'm not saying that they never played from behind because I just acknowledged that they did came back on.
But not
Kyle
the whole
Shanahan.
Playoffs.
Not the whole playoffs like this kid had to do. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
Like, that's hats off. You get what I'm saying? Like he showed like R.I.P. my guy Kobe last week. I know I was messed up about it, but he showed he had Mamba mentality out there.
Oh, I agree.
He came through clutch. Like, he did.
He put the team on his back. And he did what he had to do. But that whole team, that fire burned in all of them.
Yes.
And Patrick Mahomes just led the way. What I thought was also funny is, KC's just trying to run out the clock. And I'm going to say it like this. Damon Williams accidentally scored a touchdown. You know what I'm saying? They were just running the ball to burn out that clock so that San Fran don't have no time to get another playoff. And Damian Williams just pops off, breaks through the defense.
Can I tell you one of my biggest pet peeves?
Huh?
One of my biggest pet peeves is, I don't care on what level of sports it is.
Yeah.
When you have a chance to score,
you score.
Oh, of course.
Of course.
Like, if I'm running the ball and and there's 10 seconds left on the clock and he tosses it to me and he's like, get down, but I know I have nothing but green to score, I'm scoring.
Yeah.
But I know if a defender's cutting me off, I ain't gonna be trying to, you know what I mean?
Yeah. You gonna
get down because I don't want to fumble and risk the game type.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But
no, I don't think that they were only running plays. Anytime there's time left on the clock and you have a potential.
No, but they was just trying to run it out.
Yeah,
but
and Damian Williams just happens to get open, and he was like, "Oh, you're gonna let me get in?"
But most guys would have probably ran it out of bounds and let the team down it.
Or exactly. No, he scored, and I thought, to me, that was hilarious. I was like, "Wow."
So what if he doesn't score right there? Next play, he gets it and he fumbles. Or next play, Mahomes throws a pick, and then they get the ball back. Now they got a chance to be in the game.
Yep,
you know what I'm
crazy.
saying? Like, you score that every time.
And then to come to the end of the game, and I thought it was smooth. They get to fourth down, 5 seconds on the clock. They're gonna punt. It's gonna be Debo receiving the ball, and instead they run a play on fourth, and I'm like, what? They say Hut, and Patrick Mahomes just runs around for a few seconds, tosses the ball. Don't matter. I was like, wow, you're not risking nothing. I thought that was a smooth play. I like that a lot. So
we do plays like that in a flag.
Yeah. Oh, do you? Yeah.
Like if you just don't even feel like playing no more, and it's like 20 seconds left, you run down to the opposite field and you have someone with you. You could throw it back and forth and do things like that just to kill the clock out.
Just to kill the clock out.
Because defenders ain't gonna chase you after a while. They get tired.
Yeah,
and they end up giving up the touchdown. So because they fail to realize that you're behind the line of scrimmage. So
damn, that's crazy. So all in all, it was a great game. I loved every minute of this game. A lot of drama, and it definitely was, I think, one of the best non-Patriots Super Bowls. It feels weird watching a Super Bowl without the Patriots in it. Like I think for almost anybody, like even if you're not a Patriots fan, like you might be glad that the Patriots aren't even in the Super Bowl, but you got to admit that it's like, damn, Patriots aren't in the Super Bowl this year. Yeah. It's weird. It doesn't happen that often. So you said, was there any other points you wanted to break off this game, or did we hit them all?
About this game?
Yeah.
How about that KC defense?
I mean, KC's defense was good. I will say my problem was not with KC's defense, but with the fact that, and I've said this in every single game that this has happened in, San Fran had the run game working, and they peeled away from it.
Absolutely.
Why? The one thing Kansas City has not been 100% successful at stopping you, I would say not even 50% great at stopping you, is the run game. That's where it works.
That's what got them there.
Mode start all day. I'd have been going back and forth.
I was confused by why, and I told you, if it came down to having the ball in Jimmy G's hands and they put it in his hands, they wasn't going to win. I told you that.
Yeah, you did.
And I'm sitting here like,
Mode start.
I'm sitting there looking at the TV like, I know I said this to Craig, but I didn't believe that this would really happen.
Yep.
Like, and I told you, what people didn't realize is, and me and you had a long conversation about this game, is we compared it neck to neck. And the thing we came up with was that KC's what they say was KC's defense was not as good as San Fran's offense, but KC's offense was good as San Fran's defense.
Yeah.
That's what was said.
Yeah.
But like I try to tell people, they just came off of stopping the best running back in the league.
Yeah, but that's all they had to stop was the run game.
Exactly, but what I'm saying is this. Yeah. Then you get away from your run game after
and it was really working. The run game was working so well with Tevin Coleman and Mode Start. To step away from it, like, it baffled my mind.
And then Shanahan, like, he must want to jump off the bridge, the Tobin.
Yeah, to lose 2 Super Bowls,
Now, was it
him losing them that when you're up?
Yeah, and is it him as a coach?
I don't know.
I think so.
I mean,
there's no way you give up 2 like that in 2 different organizations. It's not even the same organization. It's 2 different organizations.
Two different organizations, 2 different sets of players. I don't know, but
in my halftime show, we
didn't talk about the halftime show, did we?
I loved every bit of that halftime show.
Really? You loved every bit of it?
I loved every bit of seeing J-Lo.
I mean, Shakira
50
to me,
years old looking like that. Yeah, Shakira 43 looking like that.
Looking great. Sure. I thought they looked amazing, and I thought they did a good job. And here's the thing that I like is that I know why they did it. You got the Super Bowl. You're going to have people who aren't going to be watching the Super Bowl, but you can have people who tune into the halftime show. I know someone who only came into the room wherever she was to watch the halftime show and then was done. Never watched a second of the game, only watched the halftime show. So you're getting people interested in the halftime show, and maybe some of those people watched the halftime show and then continued watching the game. But here's the thing. Where's the relevance of Shakira and J-Lo? Like,
there's big relevance.
They haven't made a record in like 5-6 years.
It's not about making a record.
I agree. They do use a lot of classic.
Let me break this down to you
people
right
to
quick.
Play Super Bowls.
Let me break this down to you right quick.
Go ahead.
If you really watch the Super Bowl halftime show,
yeah,
you got to think about the concept.
They had girl power.
Not even just girl
and
power.
Diversity.
That major diversity. That's the number one thing that this world is struggling with is diversity. Yep. Number one thing is we're calling people of different races whatever we want because of how we feel about them.
Yes.
And at the end of the day,
but you could have done that without Shakira and J-Lo.
Time out.
Yeah.
That Super Bowl was in Miami.
Yeah.
Miami is one of the biggest Spanish populations out there.
Touche. I didn't think about that.
I know you didn't. I know you didn't because
that's a valid point.
Because a lot of people is closed-minded to what they really. Think about who was behind this. Jay-Z was behind this.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying?
Yep.
Jay-Z was behind this. So you don't think for once he didn't know what he was doing. You didn't think for once Miami, everything that they showed around Miami was all Spanish. Mm-hmm. Now you got J-Lo and Shakira, one of the biggest 2 Puerto Rican stars out there. And not to mention, they basically showed you like, hey, yes, we're Puerto Rican, but Puerto Rico is still part of the U.S. Like, we're all one. Like, know that we're all one together. We're all united. You didn't see when she did the little thing, Kobe joined. You didn't there's different signs.
I feel you.
She put out caps. She did a little.
But I mean, what's Hispanic? They could have had what's his name, Bruno Mars.
They could have had anybody, but for what they did and how they did it was excellent. They touched every generation from little kids. Had her daughter out there singing.
That was
from
nice.
From people that's 40, 50 years old.
J-Lo more.
People 40, 50 years old watching a Super Bowl that watched J-Lo her whole career can respect that.
That's true.
People our age who watch J-Lo at 30, 40, 50 can respect that. Like, she touched every age group in every different way without having live entertainment, like, and being good. I thought the joint was amazing. I thought they did amazing.
I thought they put on a great show.
I paid attention to the concept, how she had that little thing with the Puerto Rico, and then she flipped it over and it was U.S. Like, that's where I told you she combined that to show you that. Like,
that was
the
nice.
dances that they did was
I didn't like that Shakira was lip singing. J-Lo sang.
Yeah, but like, I wasn't really big on. I was big on more so the concept, more so watching them sing it. That's what it was for me, and just looking at that, because I know a lot of people, like some people that I talked to, even like work wise, some people loved it, like went crazy about it. Some people really like. It seemed like, and no disrespect to nobody, but it seemed like a lot of people that respected it was just the minority people. But then, like, at halftime, they're like, "Oh, why didn't they have American person? This and that."
I didn't care about none of that.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, and then I'm like, wow, it's just ignorant. People didn't realize that the Super Bowl's in Miami. Miami's the #1 spot for Spanish people. Like, whether you're Cuban, Dominican, Puerto Rican, Costa Rican, like, and that's just the little bit of the disrespectful stuff that goes on. So I just thought, me personally, from my 2 eyes, I just thought the message was big, and it was bigger than what people watched. And I think some people need to go to YouTube and rewatch it and really see it from a different point of view. You know what I'm saying?
I feel you. And I didn't, you know what? I didn't think about the Miami side of it, but I definitely saw the diversity, the girl power. I did like all that. I had a lot of respect for that. You know, you got a first female coaching for San Fran. That was really big. Big ups to her. You know, unfortunately, she doesn't get to win her first Super Bowl, but with a team like that, sky's the limit.
Sky's the limit.
Patrick Mahomes comes away with the Super Bowl MVP, youngest Super Bowl MVP, youngest quarterback to win a Super Bowl, and then big hats off, Andy Reid gets his first Super Bowl victory.
Andy. He's one of my favorite coaches, man.
After all these years, all these wins, he finally gets to take home a Super Bowl ring. And
but we're gonna have to put a star next to Mahomes' Super Bowl MVP though.
Yeah,
Mahomes/Williams.
Are you thinking that like the same way James White didn't get the MVP over Tom Brady?
We could say that, or we could say even like last year's Super Bowl when your boy didn't get the MVP.
Edelman.
Yeah, but it could have went to this dude too.
Who?
On defense, the cornerback.
Oh, Stephon
Gilmore. Forced fumble, picks.
I do agree with that.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, this is why I always tell people, like,
I do.
It sucks to suck. It's almost like it sucks to suck because you have to have like a 3-touchdown game on defense in order to get an MVP, because you can have crazy numbers and not get MVP on defense, and on offense you can have basic numbers and still get an MVP depending on your position.
I mean, James White was big in that Atlanta game and he didn't get no MVP. I thought that was weird. All right, so let's go real quick. You know what? I found out what I did last week was the Player of the Year awards as chosen by the fans. The fans Player of the Year awards. This is the official awards go. I was right about most, but you got one right. You got one good one. You got a lot right, but you got one specific one right.
Say it again.
It's one specific one.
Say it again.
Right.
Say what I've been saying since preseason.
I'm gonna get to it.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson and league MVP.
You get that.
The one I got, the one I knew, Michael Thomas, offensive player of the year.
He deserves that.
Defensive player of the year, we both got it right, Stephon Gilmore.
He deserves that.
And then big ups to you for calling Kyler Murray offensive rookie of the year. Well, I messed that one up for you. All right. We both got this one right again. Nick Bosa for defensive rookie of the year.
And he proved it too. Super Bowl.
I thought I understood why the players chose this, but I thought this was the correct one. Ryan Tannehill, comeback player of the year. Coach of the year goes to John Harbaugh for what he did with Lamar Jackson and how he got that team into the playoffs. The Walter Payton Man of the Year award goes to Calais Campbell. And Pro Football Hall of Fame inductee Troy Polamalu.
I love Polamalu.
All right, we got 10 minutes, and I can't go another week without talking about Tom Brady. and the New England Patriots. And this is the reason why. This is the first time in the NFL's history Tom Brady will be a free agent. He could sign with any team he wants starting March 18th. There's news generating that the Patriots are willing to offer him $30+ million a year. And I'm gonna go against the grain right now and say that's a little bit too much. It's a little bit too much. If I'm gonna pay Tom Brady, are you agreeing with me or are you disagreeing with me?
Disagreeing.
You're disagreeing with me. I mean, Tom Brady's played a long time. Yep. He is absolutely, without a doubt, a top 15 quarterback in the NFL.
Yep.
To pay him $30 million a year makes sense on the simple fact that he's Tom Brady and everything he's done for the team, and you want to give him his last couple paychecks. But we need more than Tom Brady. But Tom Brady needs more than Tom Brady.
This is why you give him that. You give him that because of all the sacrifices he made for you throughout his years when it comes to money. Mm-hmm. So now he's actually facing we ain't going to say a money crisis, but a money situation.
Yeah.
Whereas contract-wise, that's all we talk about contract now. It's not as personal. Like, you got to make that deal happen however he wanted to happen because he sacrificed millions year in and year out for you guys. So that we could win rings. So that you guys could win rings and become the franchise that you became. So, yes, we know he's on his way out. No, we're not asking for major production from him. But you do need to pay the man.
Yeah.
Like, be fair. But I also do believe, like you said, they need to bring in more. So it is going to be a hit to the what's it called, salary cap. But salary cap increases every year and stuff like that. What people realize.
Plus, we don't pay people a ton of money,
crazy money. So they got that. So
here's a scenario.
Even if Kraft got to pay it out of his own pocket, I think he paying that. So
I got two scenarios for you.
Yes.
And the first scenario is the Patriots sign Tom Brady.
Yep.
Greg Olsen just got released from the Carolina Panthers. And what position did we absolutely suck at? Tight end.
Yes.
We signed Greg Olsen. Rob Gronkowski comes back for a season because he had a full season to get healthy and get himself back into great shape. Now we got our two tight ends set. Then Patriots pull off the biggest move of the season and sign free agent wide receiver Amari Cooper, one of the best run routing wide receivers in the NFL. You got Amari Cooper, you got Mohamed Sanu, and you got Julian Edelman with Gronk and Greg Olsen.
That all sounded good and persuasive, but at the end of the day, it's like dudes that's free agents like him want to get paid.
We could pay Amari Cooper. You could sign Amari Cooper to a 4-year let's say 4 years, $66 million deal.
Ooh.
That's bro. That's like $18 million. That's like $18 million a year. You sign Amari Cooper to $18 million a year. You give him to Tom Brady for 2 years, and then you give him to whoever our rookie quarterback ends up being for another 2 to get him going. He'll have Amari Cooper, Mohamed Sanu, N'Keal Harry, and Jacoby Brissett. Why can't I say his last name?
Jacoby from
the wide receiver.
Like Moore or something?
Nah, I can't even say his name right now. But wide receiver Jacoby, and we'll have Sony Michel. It's all good. I think that would be an incredible move because Greg Olsen on the market. We're in need of a tight end. Now, if say Gronk doesn't come back, I'd still like to sign Greg Olsen, but maybe instead of Amari Cooper, we go after the likes of Hunter Henry or Austin Hooper. But on the flip side of that, Tom Brady doesn't sign because that's a possibility. The number one team in line, and I think this is so disrespectful to their quarterback, is the the Las Vegas Raiders, baby. Las Vegas Raiders have said if the Patriots and Tom Brady do not come to a deal by March 18th, which is the unrestricted free agent deadline,
bag at him.
They're throwing the bag. They're going to be like, Tom Brady, $35 million a year for 2 years. We're going to put Derek Carr on the bench, or we're going to trade him to like the Miami Dolphins.
For a receiver.
For Devontae Parker.
And that's all you need.
And that's all she wrote.
Because you already got a good running back.
I mean, wow. Like, And they got everything Tom Brady could want. One of the top 5 offensive lines in the NFL. They got Darren Waller, one of the best tight ends in the game.
Chill.
Darren Waller?
He's more so like
Darren Waller's top 10.
But he's more so
he's
like
top 10.
Time out.
He's top 10.
Hold on.
He's top 10. Might even be top 5.
No. He's still got to do a little bit more because he was out of the game for a little while with drugs and shit going on.
Yeah, but he came into the game strong.
Okay, this is 1 year. Let's see what he does next year.
But Tom Brady loves tight ends. He's going to hit him.
And I respect that, and I'm not saying that he ain't, but I'm just saying I need to see more before I start saying top 10, top 5. I'm giving him all his credit.
Well, whatever.
I'm giving him all his credit that he did this year.
A high level up-and-coming tight end. And then the one thing Tom Brady's never truly had is an excellent run game. Josh Jacobs, I mean, he got a player award for Offensive Rookie of the Year. The dude had one of the best rookie seasons for a running back. And then, like I said, the offensive line, tight end, they got decent wide receivers. And if you sign Tom Brady, that means you're moving on from Derek Carr. You trade Derek Carr and you get yourself a decent wide receiver to add to Tyrell Williams. And
Cooper might come back.
Cooper, oh my God. Nah, Cooper won't go back there.
If Brady goes.
No, Cooper won't go back there because with him and John Gruden, that don't mix. Cooper ain't going back to the Raiders. He'll even if
John Gruden's a dog.
If we lose Tom Brady, we're definitely signing Amari Cooper, and then we'll probably nab up Phillip Rivers. We'll probably nab up Phillip Rivers.
I might take Carr
and use the first round draft pick to get a rookie quarterback, and we'll see big things happen. But I did say Greg Olsen got released. It was amicable split between the two teams. But another surprise, Vic Beasley released from Atlanta. They will not sign a new contract with him, and they said it was because of production.
I agree because Vic Beasley coming from Clemson, you would think that he's going to come in and do work. He hasn't been healthy, hasn't played a lot of games, but I think it could be the system in Atlanta. Maybe he can go somewhere else and do well. So I'm not counting Vic Beasley out by no means necessarily.
I wouldn't count him out either.
Yeah, it depends on what team he ends up at.
Players go to teams all the time and they turn around if they can find that right situation. Vernon Davis retires. He retires with 198 games, 583 receptions, 7,562 yards, which is surprisingly low in my mind, but he did spend a lot of seasons injured, 63 touchdowns, 2 Pro Bowl appearances, and 1 Super Bowl ring.
That's trash.
Wow. Just so hurtful to the man.
I'm just saying, for as long as he played and where he played, like, that's not good numbers.
It's not good numbers.
I understand he couldn't stay healthy and stuff like that, but
it's over 10 years, bro.
10 years and you only got 7,000 yards. That's as a tight end.
That's not even. That's 700 yards a year.
Look at these hybrid tight ends nowadays. They're going for that in 2-3 years.
Yeah,
like your Kelce's and your Gronks and all these guys, like, they're going for that without a problem.
And to think there was a few seasons in the beginning of his career where he was really good, so that brings the number
they used
way
to talk
down.
about him like he was elite when he first.
He was at one point. He was elite, and then that number went down. Like, he didn't age well in the tight end position. And before we leave, we just want to really hit real quick. Week 1 of the XFL happens Saturday. First game, February 8th at 2 p.m. The Seattle Dragons take on the DC Defenders. Saturday, February 8th at 5 p.m., the LA Wildcats will take on the Houston Roughnecks. And then the second set of games will be Sunday, February 9th, starting at 2 p.m. again. Tampa Bay Vipers going up against the New York Guardians. And at 5 p.m., the St. Louis Battlehawks are facing the Dallas Renegades. Interesting team names going on here. I'm kind of liking it. I like the Seattle Dragons. I don't know what team to root for. I'm going to watch all 4 games and find out what team, because all 8 teams are playing. And I started up a little XFL fantasy league. They don't actually have a real app. They have a website. It's ALT fantasy football or something like that. Start up a league. It's pretty difficult. You can only have 6 people because there's not a lot of positions to roll around. But we'll see what happens, and then we can maybe talk about it. You should watch You know,
I don't really care.
Maybe some highlights at least. Watch the highlight reels. All right, that's all the time we have for you this week. We hope you enjoyed the show. We really dug into that Super Bowl. Tell us your thoughts on what we said, what you thought, and until next week, we'll see you in the end zone. Have a good night.